Hello, welcome to the podcast. I was thinking we should give ourselves like really bad radio names, like Sledgy Hamo and the Bish.
Yeah, okay, keep thinking about that. I'm Zach.
I'm Sledgy.
I'm
No,
Alex.
I want to be Hamo.
Hamo?
Hamo. Who's the Bish?
No.
Echo.
Yeah.
Cool. What have you been reading lately, Catherine? Oh, sorry, what was it?
Hamo.
Hamo.
Right.
Well, I'm currently reading Murray Bale's The Pages, and I'm enjoying it. I'm almost finished. I read his book Eucalyptus. Did I talk to you guys about that?
Yep.
And it was sort of a modern day fairy tale, and to be honest, that part really annoyed me, but I really liked his writing. No, it did. It's like The Buried Giant by Kazuo Ishiguro, and it's like, I don't want modern day fairy tales. Like, I don't know, it just annoys me. Maybe it's...
Why are you reading the books then? Do they not...
Well, Eucalyptus...
Does the blurb on the back not describe itself as being...
I don't think it's set in modern day. And often I don't read
Or a
blurbs,
retelling.
to be honest. Enough people say you should read this.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
Oh.
But that other one was interesting because I learned a lot about eucalyptus. But this one, I mean, look at the cover. I don't know. Again, it's eucalyptus.
Well, describe it for our listeners.
Well, I'm showing you so you could describe it.
What's the cover like, Catherine?
It looks like a eucalyptus. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like bark on a eucalyptus
does.
tree. There's like a bit of sap dripping down at the top.
Blood.
Well,
It kind of
is it blood?
Like
It's,
No, it's
So don't ask
well,
me to
it's sap.
describe something and then have
it
a
is-
go at me for
I think
describing
it's-
it incorrectly.
I think given the context that it's on the side of a tree, it looks like sap.
It's
But
most
the
likely
thing is,
sap.
it also looks like blood.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably
right.
an intentional choice.
agree.
It's not.
Oh.
How much do you want me to describe it? It has the pages in sort of a curly font going diagonally across the middle of the...
Not a fan of the font. It doesn't make it very easy to read, which I think is always silly on a
It
book
does
cover.
make sense for the plot. So, the plot. Basically...
Wasn't finished
it's about-
describing the book,
Yeah,
but
because
that's
it was
fine.
like, we don't need to describe
All
it
right,
that
go
much.
on.
Come
Well,
on,
why'd
guys.
you ask me to?
So it's about a woman who is a philosopher, and she's been asked to go to a farm, and a guy's died who wrote philosophy, and because she's a philosopher, she's been asked to go to the farm where he wrote his work and see if it's worth publishing his book, because his final wish was that his work get published as a philosopher, and it's set in New South Wales. And she brings her friend along, who's a psychoanalyst and super annoying, because she feels sorry for her friend because she just got broken up with a man she was having sex with who was cheating on his wife, and he said, no, I don't want to do it anymore. And so she's a psychoanalyst. And so the whole book is kind of an interesting comparison of people who are like philosophy and psychoanalysis, because one's just about thought and one's about like yourself and your feelings and stuff, and it goes into the story of the philosopher who's died and the farm that they're on where his brother and sister are, but it also goes on the current day happenings of the farm and trying to go in and read his work, which is honest, just in an old corrugated iron shed, and his brother's there and he doesn't talk much, and they haven't even read his philosophy, like it's, you know, or they don't make much of it, and they're like really hoping there'll be something there. There's just a mess. Yeah, it's real. I really like.
Is it
his style.
Australian?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's set in New South Wales. Yeah, he's such. I really like his style of writing. It's very descriptive, and I don't know. His characters are quite real, I think, and you can. Yeah, I don't know. I find it just. You kind of feel like you're just sitting in the kitchen watching and listening to their conversation. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So that's what I'm reading
Cool.
at the moment. What about you guys?
Well, I'm just going to pause quickly to say I don't want to ruin the like behind the scenes magic of it for you guys, but we are recording multiple episodes at once, and I just realized that we forgot to give a disclaimer that we are out in public, and you might have just heard a train rumbling by
Cockatoo.
and yeah, all sorts of things in the background.
Echoes here too.
Echoes here as well.
Yep.
Should go without saying. Yep, so if you hear some background noise, that's what that is about.
That was a whip bird.
Yep. Is it just a bird spotting podcast now, or?
No, I spotted Echo.
Okay. Zach, did you want to go next with what you've been reading?
Well, I I read a book called Enough by a Blue Mountains resident called Gloria Tarby. I did have a reason for reading it other than finding it very interesting, because I was I've forgotten the term. Interviewing, yeah. I was interviewing Gloria at Springwood Library last week about the book and about her experiences. So I read the book for that reason, but it was also a fascinating book about hair discrimination, particularly for black women. and she's kind of written it's a book that it's a bit of history about the role that black women's hair has played in terms of they're being discriminated against. It's also kind of a bit of a memoir as well, talking about her personal experiences. And it's also a little bit of a kind of self-help book too, about trying to encourage black women in particular to not feel ashamed of their hair, but also people in general to be able to claim that their own identity and be proud of it, and not feel like they have to dress up for other people or disguise who they are. The fascinating few topics about wigs in particular that a lot of black women wear was really fascinating. I mean, I don't want to say too much about it because I think people should read it. And it's a really interesting topic that I think a lot of, especially white people in particular, wouldn't really have thought about before. And it's definitely an issue that impacts Australians as well as people in other parts of the world too. So yeah, it was. I mean, one of the things I love more than anything else when reading a book is to have my mind opened and to just read about something I've never really thought about before. And this book was fantastic for doing that. And as I said, Blue Mountain's writer as well, so well worth the support.
I remember reading Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, which I hopefully pronounced correctly. And I remember I'd never, and this shows my privilege obviously, I'd never really thought about hair before in that way. And she talks about going to the hairdresser and getting her hair done and how long it takes and the considerations and how to present herself in a way that's acceptable to society to get the job she wants. It was, and this sounds along the same vein. It's so, I'd never thought about it before. We're really quite privileged to, just tie our hair up or whatever. But there's so much that that comes with it if you have hair that isn't, Western. And then the pressure that comes with that and the role that it plays in how you're seen and even class and stuff. Sounds like a really interesting book. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it was a really good event too, organised by a Turning Page bookshop in Springwood and hosted by Springwood Library, which
Very cool.
The Springwood Library is an amazing place. That whole complex there is just incredible. It's a real gem
so
in the mountains.
It is a very nice building.
Yeah.
Through my gentle echo by mistake.
What about you, Alex?
I am currently reading The House on the Borderland by William Hope Hodgson.
Is that the one with the really weird, cool cover?
It's a
The penguin.
Can you describe the cover?
It's a new line, I guess, that they're doing called Penguin Weird Classics or Penguin Weird Fiction.
It's cool. I really like it. Have you seen them, Zach?
No,
They're
I haven't.
really
That's
cool.
a good idea. I like it.
Because weird fiction is kind of not an emerging genre, it's existed for a long time,
Your
but
genre.
I think and I think it's because horror is kind of having a moment. There's a lot of fiction that kind of toes the line but isn't horror, and people are looking for other ways to describe it, and they're kind of discovering the literary tradition of just weird fiction, which a lot of this book, The House on the Borderland, was published, I think, in the late 1800s. But the point is that it was published, it's Lovecraftian horror or Lovecraftian weird fiction before Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Lovecraft said he was really influenced by William Hope Hodgson.
Yeah, wow.
And so did Terry Pratchett, actually, who I'm a big fan of. I've never read any Lovecraft, and I don't
he was a
care that
creep,
much
right? Was he a creep or a dickhead? But either way.
He was super racist, but a lot of people are was he
time?
super racist for the time? And I'm I actually think even by the standards of that age, he was exceptionally racist. Which is not a reason to, my money, if I bought, or you could get it secondhand very easily, my money would not be going to Lovecraft because he's long dead. And maybe I'll read Lovecraft one day. But anyway, I wanted to read this one because I know that it influenced him and that it came before, and also that it influenced Terry Pratchett. But it is taking me a while to get through. It has an awful lot of commas in it. That's the one I was reading out. I was reading aloud, but I was saying comma instead of taking a pause every time there was a comma, and it was just it's comical.
Nice.
How many commas there are. It's I don't even really know how to describe it. These two guys go camping. They actually call it tramping.
Yes.
Yes.
That's shout out New Zealand.
Even though they're not in New Zealand. I think they're in Ireland.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a British
It is a British thing.
Yeah, okay.
It usually refers to homeless people, though, who are kind of living out in the countryside.
Does it?
Yeah.
Back in that context,
okay.
anyway.
Well, I guess that's where we get tramp from here. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So it's about these two guys who go tramping in Ireland somewhere, kind of like off the beaten path. And there's kind of some interesting references to something a bit Dracula-like, like, at the beginning of Dracula when they're going... Jonathan's going towards Dracula's castle and all the Romanians, I think they are, like, warning him away. And, there's the same thing here with a bunch of people speaking Gaelic. And he's like, this rubbish language I can't understand. I'm like, ooh, okay.
And he's Irish, you said?
No, but they're
going...
they're going tramping in Ireland, I guess, England.
Yeah.
And they come across this manuscript, and the manuscript is where all the kind of Lovecraftian horror happens. And it's about this guy, so far, writing about a siege taking place on his house by, like, weird mutant human pig things. But also there's kind of, like, it's not that they're of another world, but almost that they're like of another dimension, and he's sort of constantly questioning his own reality, and all of that is shifting around him. And there's this scene where he like floats over the world and kind of sees all these gods and monsters. Like it's very weird. Like I don't know how to describe it more succinctly than that. It's just very weird. And
it's one of those ones you don't know if it's reality or not. Or
yeah. Well, I mean, I think it is definitely the narrator of the manuscript. Like, he's given no indication that he's making it up. Like, he believed it happened, but then the people that have discovered the manuscript are kind of obviously skeptical, in disbelief. But they also come to recognise from his description of the landscape that they're in the same area where all of this happened. And obviously, I guess that just makes sense because that's where they found the manuscript. So yeah, I'm only about between a third and halfway through.
That sounds interesting, though.
It's interesting, but I wouldn't say that I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm not like having fun reading it, but I am finding it very interesting. Like, it feels like
you need to talk this way.
Like, it feels like research into the genre kind of thing, which I do like to do sometimes. Like, I like to read books just to see the influence they've had on literary spaces that I care about or I'm invested in today. But it's more like an experiment than, wow, I'm just loving this book. It's so fun. Which is a good segue
to what?
To another book that I love and is so fun, which we all read or made an attempt at reading recently. Twilight.
I will finish it.
Will you?
I will get around to it.
Zach, you don't have to.
I know I don't have to,
okay.
but I'm engaged enough that I want to finish it.
Really?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay. That's
so anyway, well, you guys can talk first and then...
Okay, well, to give this a bit of context, I think last year Zach and Cath very generously offered, because they know it's like one of my favourite things, to watch the Twilight movies with me. We watched the whole series.
Yes, we did.
So they can now say they've seen all 5 movies.
Won't be doing that again?
Well, I don't know. To hear Zach tell it, he's like, maybe we should just watch Twilight again for your birthday.
Yeah, the first one was fine. The first one was fine.
Yeah, the first one's okay.
Yeah. And this year is the 20th anniversary of the first book being published. So I thought it would be interesting for the 3 of us to read it. Also, we went to a 20th anniversary Twilight event.
See, we're huge Twilight fans.
We're huge Twilight fans, which we have not yet. We're going to talk about that in a newsletter or something to the Friends of Rosey, I think. But yeah, that was quite an experience. And so I thought in preparation we should read the book. As I said, Zach has started but not finished. But you've read quite a bit.
Yeah, about a third of the way, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit more than that.
Cath and I have finished. I mean, for me, it's a reread. I couldn't tell you what number.
I was about to say.
I couldn't tell you what number. Cath, do you want to share some thoughts about your experience?
Yeah, look, I definitely was reading it because you asked me to.
Yeah.
It was actually more fun than I thought. I think my expectations were really low, which helped. I was like, oh God, it's going to be so bad.
Can I just interrupt for a second and say, this is not your first Stephenie Meyer. You read The Host and you really liked it. You enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
And I think I'll say that for her books. Like, look, I don't know if I'll keep reading, especially because of the whole weird imprint thing.
This is so fake. You were saying just the other day, when I finished Twilight, I was really wondering if I should start New Moon.
Yeah,
right
but I
after
don't want
that.
to read that gross imprint thing. That put me off everything. And that's like book 5. How many books are there? When does that happen? Or
4.
Is it...
There are 4 books.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. No, I'm still... What?
Anyway,
I don't want to spoil it, but...
too late.
Totes and approps.
Totes and approps.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was really fun. And I think it was good because I'd seen the movie. And I like that in the books, Bella, who's the main character, was more... Like, she pushed back and she was more headstrong.
Yeah.
Like, she was in the movie anyway, but this, like... Because Edward, he was just a sulky little bitch. Like, honestly, everything, like, she was like, well, I'm thinking this. He's like, no. And he'd just, like, walk off or just go quiet. And she was like, oh, my God, can you not? And so a lot of it was them bickering. And so it was really fun at the beginning because of the conversations and the stupid...
lot of banter.
Like, it was very... How old are they in school?
17.
Yeah, like, it was believable. You know, it was very 17. But she pushed back heaps. And, like... I enjoyed that part. But yeah, in the movie he looks better, whereas in the book he was so sulky and moody, and like, I know he's 17, but he's also like 4,000 or something, isn't he?
He's 100.
Yeah.
Or like 97 or something.
Basically.
Like,
but that's what I mean. Like, you might still have teenage...
97-year-olds stuck in a 17-year-old's body.
Well,
having to go to
the
school.
you would
hormones?
be pretty fucking angsty,
Yeah,
can I
and
just
you're a
say.
vampire,
Would you get all
and
the
you live
hormones and
in
stuff?
what was it? Is it Oregon or
Forks, Washington.
Yeah. So where it rains all the time and it's dark and cold, like, you'd probably
Where the
got
ring
reason
famously
to be.
happened, you know.
You've got reason to be a bit.
For sure.
You know,
I don't know.
grumpy.
Like, it was believable that he was 17 and moody, but then I was like, come on, mates, you've had a few years. Like, sort yourself out. But it was fun. Like, it was fun dialogue, and there were things in the book that didn't happen in the movie that were quite good, and I found myself liking the characters even more than, like, that I'd been introduced to in the movie, I think. But also, you didn't get to know them as much. So, I don't know, it was kind of an interesting... Well, like, Jasper, for example, and... the parents, I guess you got to know Carlisle a little bit, but yeah, the brothers and sisters were sort of more of a background, I think.
I think the film, maybe did a better job of establishing the family's characters.
One part of that is the visuals, like, you know, like, seeing them is quite. But yeah, look, it was fun. I was pleasantly surprised. I really was. Like, I'm interested to know what you think, Zach, because we haven't really talked about it.
Well, again, I mean, I'm definitely not the target audience for this book. And it's absolutely not a book I would ordinarily pick up and read. I do think having seen the movie has helped, though. I think if I hadn't seen the movie, I would struggle to read the book, to be honest. And I was about to say I quite like the movie. I'm not sure that's true. I'm glad I've seen the movie. And I do like vampire themes. I think it's I think one of the big problems, to be perfectly honest, is that we're also largely through watching Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
And that's the problem, because Buffy is so much better. Oh my God, I know, it's so true.
As
Look
far
at
as
Spike,
you know, the
although actually
vampiric world
Angel's
goes.
a whingy little bitch, though, actually, isn't he?
But, I mean, it's really hard for me to read Twilight without comparing it to Buffy.
That's fair.
Or Anne
That's
Rice,
fair.
too, like, yeah.
Well, I think you're the only one that's read any Anne Rice.
Yeah.
Oh, have you?
No, I haven't.
No.
But
I
you've
haven't.
seen Interview with the Vampire.
Yes, we've watched a lot of vampire
we
things
have,
this year.
It's definitely a theme.
But I mean, that's the thing. I don't hate the book. The Mormon-friendly language really annoys me.
Oh my
no
gosh.
swearing.
Oh, and the
there's
possession.
Weird
All
kind of
the men.
American
Sorry.
replacement for swearing. You know, the whole golly
Yeah, what was
gosh,
it? Holy Crow?
Holy
Holy Crow.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the
Drives me
men
crazy.
are so possessive.
Yeah.
Like, all of them are like, when Bella's like, I don't want to go to the dance with you, they're like, and which is believable, but always the men had to be, I don't know.
And just for reference, if I'm not mistaken, the author is
Mormon, yeah.
And
Yes.
I feel like that definitely
Comes
comes through the writing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. The world building at the beginning I was quite into. It feels like I'm just kind of stuck in the middle of two teenagers. Will they, won't they, kind of...
Well, you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I feel like there's probably a lot more of that to come.
Yes.
given where I'm at in the book, and that's not really my cup of tea, to be honest. But
You could probably skip a fair chunk.
to be perfectly honest, I have been skimming a little bit of that dialogue.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I do think, and having watched the movie and having some idea of where it's going, that's why I'm quite happy to finish the book. It's not my number one priority for reading, but
Yeah, no, that's fair.
yeah, when I just want something a bit lighter and don't have to concentrate too much, then it's a book I'll pick up.
Bella and Edward will be waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I think they do capture it quite well, though, and I don't think it's a spoiler, but like the way you can see he feels so...
Do you want to come a little bit closer to the
Sorry,
mic?
the way he feels so free when she's accepted him and he can be
Yeah.
himself. Like, it's kind of beautiful in a way that he can really be, like, all this time he's had to hide, and he sees someone and she accepts him for his moody little sulkiness. Which she's
So does his family, to be fair. I don't think he really gives his
that's
family
true.
enough credit.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. And they support him in it, most of them, and even though they know it's huge risk to them and blah blah blah. But yeah, I think if someone wants a really fun light read that you don't have to think too much about, I'd recommend it. It's good. Like, I didn't read it when it came out because I was too cool.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
You might have really enjoyed it in your Christian heyday.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not.
You don't sound
Well, the problem is,
convinced.
and my sister was really into it. I think like how it became a thing, and then it was like, oh, I'm too mature for that.
Yeah.
Even though I was, not that mature, but
Still are.
what?
What?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Cool. What is it that you love about it so much? Because obviously it was in your top 10.
Was it? Yes,
Yes.
it was. Oh, for the voting, for the
Yeah.
ABC. Yeah, well, that was because I was basing my list off when we did it previously with our little book club, and I put New Moon in there, and then I was like, I just wanted more books that I had read and enjoyed to be represented. Like,
Yeah.
I don't actually know if... No, actually, I know for sure that in terms of, like, literary merit, it would not be in the top 10. But in terms of, like, cultural influence and staying power, I think it doesn't get enough credit, to be honest. Like, people write it off very easily as being, like, the vapid... Like, to be honest, I think I feel quite defensive of it sometimes, or, like, protective, because I think a lot of the criticism is, like, oh, it's vapid and teenage girls like it.
Yeah.
And I
think
Like
that's
lessons
fair.
in chemistry.
Yeah. No. No, it's vapid and middle-aged women like
It's
it.
not. It's
So
not a
maybe there
serious
is-
book because it's targeted to teenage girls.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Even though, I mean,
Which
how
make
well...
up a big proportion of the reading.
Absolutely,
population as
absolutely.
well.
I think teenage girls are like the drivers of popular culture a lot
Yeah,
of the time,
exactly.
and
Well,
they
look at
totally,
Twilight.
yeah, and they,
Fourth Wing was in the top.
yeah,
100.
and they absolutely
What?
do not get enough credit. So I think a lot of it is just like, I think there's a nostalgia factor because I read it when I was really young. I think there's like a kind of an element of reclaiming it almost, because I also was one of those people that like became too cool for it, and it became like really embarrassing to be a fan of Twilight, and so I was like, oh no, I hate that. And like, I threw away merch that my parents had got me. Like, I really, like, disowned it. So I think part of it is, like, coming back to it and being like, it was okay that I liked this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but you gutted you lost all your merch.
I had a watch where the watch face was Bella and Edward in the watch. Oh. Come on. That is fucking so camp. Like, I would wear that. I would wear that today.
Yeah.
I would wear that today in a heartbeat. Yeah, and then I think just the defensiveness and protectiveness I already talked
that
about.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. But I also think that there's a lot of really valid critiques of it, many of which I've made myself.
Yeah.
And I just think it's interesting to talk about because it was really popular, and I feel like it's interesting when things are that popular to kind of think about why. Like,
Well,
what is it that appeals to people?
It's still popular. Like that thing we went to at Harry Hartog in Penrith that night. Sorry, I'll come closer. Yeah, it was so popular. People were like unashamedly like excited, and you know, they were queuing up to get this version of the book that they already have, but with a different cover, and it's
having a kind of a renaissance, isn't it?
I love when people love things. It makes me so happy. Like someone just loves something. It's so good. We need more of that in the world.
Passion
Doesn't
is
matter what
infectious.
books.
Yes,
Yeah.
agreed.
Except if they're lessons in chemistry, in which
Except-
case
yeah.
Alex will yell at you.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that's
Yeah.
probably a good place to leave it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
We'll be sending this out with a newsletter with some photos of us dressed up.
Yep.
And
So get excited.
the story where There was a costume competition and I had to traipse through the shop.
And Cath loved every second of it.
Having not read the book, surrounded by very excited people, feeling like an idiot.
But to be fair, you dressed up as the book,
Yeah,
which
dressed
is
up as
pretty
the
impressive.
book.
So.
The things you do for friendship, eh, Alex?
That's right. And I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for supporting us, friends. Yep.
Hamo signing off.
Hey, my son. Oh, I forgot about that. We have to have like a song and a jingle. I'll work on it for the next one.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.